Prologue. If it's your first time joining, welcome, and thank you so much for checking me out. Whew. So today we finally get into a place that I've been fighting to get to, like I've been longing to get to this place, so we're finally here, finally getting to what exactly the channel is all about, and I'm so excited. Like since this is a community of learners, we're learning and stuff like that, and since we also live in a diverse world, I love to learn about differences. I want to learn all these differences and stuff like that. So I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 books. These books have impacted me in a very positive way. Maybe kickstarting my channel with these books that are my favorite, these books that are so close to my heart, these books that have encouraged me when I needed courage, books that have motivated me, books that have made me cry, books that have just helped me escape the reality. Every time, like maybe when I wanted to escape my reality or things like that, sometimes you just want to leave the world and then focus on something else. Tell me about your problems and make me forget about mine. So I do also have books like that. Like I just want to see somebody else's life and not my life and stuff like that. And yeah, sometimes I read books to just learn, because it's great to learn. It's great to. That would be Color Me Yellow by Tulin Kapo. I absolutely love her work. It's such an amazing, piece of work. It's non-fiction, absolutely well written. So her books explores the dynamics of African belief, especially in terms of patriarchy and how women would carry and protect the burden that comes with patriarchy. And also I love the fact that circumstances don't have to define your entire life. Yes, they can build your character, but they don't have to be there's no limitations. They're not there to set limitations on how far you can go with life, or what you can become, or what you shouldn't be, or whatever. It's just merely there to build character, So I really love this book. It's a non-fiction. It's a work of non-fiction, and it's truly amazing work. And yeah, like she's such a strong person. She's so persistent. Like how she wanted to know the truth about who she really was, like who her father was, and things like that. So she was very courageous. She was very relentless, and it's amazing. It's really. So please do check her out. She's such an amazing writer. She's such an amazing, and she tells a very beautiful story. So please check her out. The book is about 250. Last time I checked, it was like a 180. Now it's 250, 209, somewhere around there, but it's less than 300 rand. So do check her out. She's such an amazing. Damn, I'm gonna need a sip for this. So for my number 9 is A Terrible Beautiful Thing by Jane White. So I love this book for different reasons. I personally love this book, It's absolutely an amazing book as well. It's well structured. I love it because of its well structured. The plot twist. So it's actually a memoir by Jane White. So she tells the story of how she dated, how she married an abuser, like a husband who, she's talking about betrayal, being manipulated, and also moving on from this guy that she was married to, and things like that. So, and I remember when I read the first few lines, like first few chapters, and then there was a part where she spoke about this guy that like he dated a girl who was pregnant, like he had a baby mama, and I was like, this won't end well. Because remember, there's a part where she's describing this guy as like great, loving, super smart, charming, and everything, but there's also these things about him with a girl that he left in a different country, and another one that he rebounded with somebody else for many years and stuff like that. I was like, okay, what's gonna happen here? So it's actually an amazing book. It's really a great book. So number 9 is A Beautiful Terrible Thing by Jane White. My number 8 is Recovery by Sandile Nkongi. This one I can actually, I don't know, I can actually write a book about this whole book as well. It's actually a great book. It's talking about recovering, like just bouncing back from a depression. I also love the structure in this book as well, the way he structured everything, the way he's twisting all these narratives and these beliefs about this depression in the Black society and things like that. So it's also an amazing book. Number 7 has got to be Gabrielle Union's You Got Anything Stronger. I've read the first book, which was We're Gonna Need More Wine, but the one that spoke to me more is You Got Anything Stronger. It's a classic work. It's a classic work of nonfiction. It's a great book. I love it. It's well written, and she talks about her fertility journey, the birth of Kavia James, mothering 2 girls. So it's beautiful, and she also talks about race and racism. She also talks about racism. She also talks about racism, and like it's actually a great book. Like I really, really, really love her work. It's beautiful. You gotta go check it out. It was published last year in 2021. I think around September. It was published in September 2021. Yeah. So you do go out and check it out. It's actually an amazing book. Number 6. So number 6, guys, is actually close to my heart, and I think every girl should have this book. It's Little Women. Well, it's now a movie directed by Greta Gerwig, but it's also a novel written by Lisa May Alcott. So it's actually a great book. It's a marvelous read. It's pure joy. It's about women finding their ways in this world that normally favors men. That doesn't really. Like, it's a difficult world for women. It's always been a difficult world for women, and women are coming up and stuff like that. But then this is not necessarily about that. But what I like personally about the book was it's about womanhood. It's about 4 girls, with different characters. Like each girl has a different character, and I absolutely love that. There's ones with warm hearted, like there's a sister with a warm heart, the peacemaker. She's very sweet. And this ambitious one that's very stubborn, short-tempered, and she's good with everything. Like the family trusts her with her creativity and things like that. There's also like the firstborn who normally takes care of the chores when the mother's absent, and things like that. So I think those different characters. Like for me, I think they like it's one of those books that forces you, not really forces you, but they will have you reflecting. And I love it. This one's so good. I'm gonna open up the bottle. It's actually great. And I've been meaning to tell you guys, we're not only going to be reviewing books, we're also going to be reviewing wines. So I'm not really a drunkard or anything like that. I'm just, it's what I do, it's what I love. I love sharing over wine, I love sharing books. Not just sharing books, I love sharing books. Talk about, if you also guys have like great books, please do comment please leave a comment and tell me about your book. It's a community where we can all share our knowledge, share our experiences, how books affect us, what we learn from books, what we can recommend for other people and stuff like that. So not only will I be doing that, I'm also going to be reviewing wines and stuff like that. And I actually have like another bottle of wine, and I want to check it out with you guys. So the bottle has no label or anything like that. It's just a bottle like this. I'm seeing it for the first time. If you guys maybe have seen that before, I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me about it. But it's like I was just shopping when I was buying books and stuff. I was just shopping, so I see a bottle of wine, and then it has nothing on it. And it's written Unbelievable. I was like, I am so intrigued. I want to check it out. So I have a bottle, and I'm gonna be sharing it with you guys, and I'm gonna be telling you if it's gonna be good or bad or what. So I'm gonna check it out. So I have the wine with me. It's here. Okay, oopsie. So this is what it looked like. It just looked like this, and I was like, okay. So here it's written. Let me see. Quality guaranteed, uncertified, unlabeled, unbelievable, sweet rose wine. So this is the bottle, guys, and I just can't wait. It's natural sweet rosé. Yeah. So let's test it. Yeah. It smells good. It smells like a good wine. nice. Too sweet for my liking, but it is very nice. It actually is a quality wine. It's actually a quality wine. Oh my goodness, I need to see what this is. Is it a Pinot Dutch? It's not saying much here. It's really not saying much because these are just like an alcohol body, the signs and everything. Alcohol is addictive and things like that. But this is so amazing. Like this is really good. It's actually really good. Sweet rosé. I don't like sweet wine, so I don't like sweet wine, but this is good, I can tell you that. So where were we? I think we were on. So number 5 is the 5 a.m. Club. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. The book is like a quite self-explanatory, you know, the 5 a.m. Club, owning your mornings and elevating your life. So it's quite a great book. It's actually very much captivating. I'm a huge fan of this guy, by the way. I'm a huge fan of his work. I like how he uses character, storytelling, you know, adventure, you know, with like in what he's saying and stuff like that. So I really like that. It's really captivating. So yeah, I do recommend that. I was like never a morning person. Still not a morning person. I'm not a morning person at all. But ever since I kind of like had contact with this material, things have been quite different. Things have been quite different. So I love that because I'm also, as much as I'm not a morning person, I'm very competitive. So please do check it out if you haven't checked it. It's really a great book. You're gonna love it and it's gonna change your life for the better. So go check it out. It's great. Number 4 would be Money Masters the Game by Tony Robbins. It was published, I think, in 2015. It's a great book. It also helps with, it gives financial insight, obviously, so it's really good. So I recommend that. That would be my number 4. And my number 3 would be, well, I'm currently reading a book, this one. So number 3 would be a memoir by Tara Westover. So the book is Educated. It's called Educated. I'm currently reading the book and it's fascinating. Like the lady grew up with no education or like she didn't go to school growing up, you know, but now she has a PhD and things like that. So it's actually a really good book. So the book is called Educated by Tara Westover. So you can check it out, you know. It's a very good book, like very insightful, you know. So that's number 3. Number 2 would be number 2. I've got so many books. Number 2, which one is it? Because I know I wanna make number 1 something else. So number 2 would be my goodness, I read so many books. But I read this other one called Gaslighting, but number 1 is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and I'm sure you guys know about that book. So that book, I call that book my lifesaver. It changed my life for the better. It encouraged me to step into a different direction from a very young age. I looked at life differently since I read that book, and I've gone back to reading it over and over again. I remember when he spoke about the red race, and I was in a very dark place, not really dark place, but I was confused, you know. I was just out of high school in tertiary, doing my first year in tertiary, and didn't feel like I belonged, or I felt like you know, maybe I wanted to study something different, and you know, and there were so many things that I was going through and stuff like that. So I read that book. I don't know who told me about it, and then I read it, and then it opened up my mind from that point. And I also made mistakes because I understood that book with a young, maybe like my mind, I was still young. So I made that because it encouraged me to take some risks and stuff like that. You know, so I did that. You know, I remember like I had made the dumbest mistake of my life. Like and you know, when I got myself a job, I started making money and things like that, and I left that job for something else, for some opportunity that didn't really work out and stuff like that, and I was unemployed after that. It was so much like, but I was following that book and it taught me so much, especially when he was talking about the red race, especially when he was talking like it was opening up your mind too, especially when he was talking about like success is not really limited to education. There's so many other things, like it talks about the formal education and also the informal education, like the home education, education versus the formal education, you know. So it just broadened up like my horizon, and it was so beautiful. So I would always respect that book. I would always respect that book because I literally did step into a different direction. And yes, the route that I took wasn't really an easy route, but then it was an interesting route, and then I've learned a lot about myself. You know, it encouraged me to carve that path and to stick by it, and then actually my book came out of that. You know, the book came out of that struggle. So I'm happy that I read that book, and I would recommend it to anyone. I would read it to my kids. I would read that book to my kids, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't want my kids to have like limited, you know, mindsets and stuff like that. So it's really a good book. That's my favorite. I would recommend it to everyone, every single one of you guys, and I would still recommend it to me. So that will be that, and thank you so much for watching my channel. Please do my channels, please do share your thoughts down below, like my page and subscribe to my page, and I will see you next time on the other side.